grateful to be okay. That's what I am grateful for. Just knowing that I'm okay. I'm so grateful for shelters. I'm so grateful that the load is lifting, and I'm so grateful that God's vision that it surpasses ours. Like I'm so very grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful that God loves us enough to not give us things or people if he knows that it is something that is detrimental to us. Like I'm just so grateful that when people don't choose us, God does. Say that again. I'm so grateful that even when people don't see us, God does. When people don't receive us, God does. When people don't hear us, God does. Somebody just type that in. God does. God does. And I truly believe that a deeper aspect of what God is doing in this season is healing so many of us from feeling weighed down and rejected by people. I'm so grateful for that. I don't know who that was for, but when you find yourself feeling like, come on, somebody, like nobody cares, you need to remind yourself that God does. When you find yourself feeling like nobody sees you, because sometimes when you are chosen, life feels that way. You can be fighting for your life, struggling, and it be feeling like people just going on about their merry little day. But I always tell people that even in those moments where you feel like that is happening, God will somehow show you the people that actually do see you. So it's about being grateful. Grateful for the people that left, grateful for the people that are here. I'm going to say that again. That's for somebody. That's for somebody. It becomes about being grateful for the people that are here and being also grateful for the people that are not. God knew that certain people seeing you was a package deal with abuse. Ooh. All right, we're going to let God flow. I'm going to say that again. Like God knew that to allow certain that they had to not see you. Because he knew that had they saw you, had they saw you, it would have been a package deal with abuse. It would have been a package deal with gaslighting. It literally would have been God saying, you can have my child. I don't know who that is for. A lot of times we cry over spoiled milk. We cry over the people that are not there. We cry over the people that we wanted to see us that don't see us. And we can be real. Sometimes those people are our parents. Sometimes those people are family. Sometimes those are people that you've gone out of your way to be there for. You've gone out of your way to see about it. You've gone out of your way to just. It's okay. God told me. He said, when it came down to it, I needed them to not see you, to not see the value of who you are, the value of what you bring to this world. He said, certain people they don't deserve to see who you really are. And then he told me this morning. He said they even, hold on one second, YouTube. He said they even did it to Jesus. The Bible tells us that he could not do miracles in his hometown. Why? Because people couldn't receive the value of who Jesus really was. He had to go elsewhere to be received for who he was. That is the life of any chosen child of God. And I'm going to say this, just because you're a child of God don't mean that you're chosen. Hey, Miss Mary. I'm going to say that again because some of y'all need to hear that. Just because you are a child of God does not mean that you're chosen. When you look at many chosen people in the Bible, they all went through the same thing: rejection, abandonment, feeling like the oddball out. They were to be chosen. The Bible calls us a peculiar people. The Lord told me this morning. He says this is what comes with being chosen. It's understanding that you are the oddball out. You are different. This is for somebody. You are peculiar. And the Lord told me, he says, the moment you accept that will be the moment, come on, that you shut the door on people that the enemy uses. The moment you accept that, that'll be the moment that come on, the devil's not able to use anybody to make you feel rejected. It's okay to be rejected by man, because sometimes being rejected by them means that you're chosen by God. God has been saying the past few days as I've been grieving my mama, he's been saying, listen, do not cry over spoiled milk. Stop crying over that. Stop crying over what they did, how they treated you. It is their loss. But the second thing that God told me, he was reminding me of David. I don't know if y'all know the story of David. But he was reminding me of David, and he said when it came time for like the next king to be anointed, the prophet Samuel goes to his house. David was the oddball. He was the outcast. I'm going to say it again. He was the oddball. He was the outcast. They left him out to do the most dangerous job while they got favored by their dad. So the prophet goes, this is for somebody. The prophet goes, right? And he's like, bring me all of your sons. So Jesse, David's dad, he brings all of his kids except David. He chooses to see all of his kids but the one in the field, labeling his life as insignificant and unworthy. Ooh, that's heavy. Unworthy of being there. So the prophet is going one by one. He like, he good, he cool, but that ain't it. He's strong, he's handsome, but that's not it. Would you happen to have any more? These are great options, but these are great options, but they're not God's pick. Somebody didn't catch that. These are great options, but they are not God's pick. Some of us know what it feels like to be looked over, whether it's a parent, whether it's family, and to feel like nobody sees you. Hello, somebody. But you're God's pick. He chose you. So the prophet says, hey, these some good picks, but they not God's picks. Do you have anybody else? Do you have anybody else that I can see? You got anybody else? And his father says, Jesse says, I got one more, but I mean, he ain't really worth seeing. He's not really worth seeing. The prophet says, bring him out. Let me see him anyway. And as soon as they went and got David and he came back, you know what the prophet did? The prophet said, tag, you're it. You're the one that God chose. You're the one. Somebody just typed that in. I'm the one. And even after he was anointed the one, guess what happened? He had to go right back, and they started to treat him the same exact way. Isolated. Listen, he back in the fields. He back doing what he's supposed to. It's supposed to feel that way. He back doing the hardest job, got the hardest life of them all. And so one day, something happens. Y'all know the story. It was a Philistine, a giant, that was terrorizing the people. And the king at the time is like, listen, whoever can kill this Philistine, whoever can do it, whoever can do this, not only will you marry my daughter, but your life, in layman's terms, it's gonna go from 0 to 100. Ask me where David was. David is still in the fields. In fact, even though he had been anointed, they still deemed his life as insignificant. They still deemed his life great mourning. They still deemed his life as, come on, not having any purpose, to such a degree that, you know what Jesse did? You know what, David, you itty bitty. You itty bitty. So what you can do is you can go out and you can take them some lunch. What's in you is not significant enough to change anything. What's in you is not significant enough to do it. Yeah. Congratulations to you. And so David goes out, carries him his lunch, and something in him says, I can do this. Like everybody's scared. Everybody is scared to take on this Philistine. David looking at it, he like, oh, that's what y'all trying to get rid of? I'm going somewhere with this. That's what y'all trying to get rid of? I got this. So here comes Saul, like, they happy. He like, I got armor, I got this, I got that. And you know what David said? I already got what I need. I already got what I need. His life had prepared him for that moment. I'm going to say that again. His life had prepared him for that moment. Your life has prepared you for what God is about to do in your life. You think that is insignificant because you have not seen the magnitude of what God is about to do. I'm going to say it again. You can't see the magnitude of or the purpose behind your life and some of the things and the hardships that you've gone through because you have not yet seen what God is about to do, what he is about to release in your life. God told me that this morning in my devotion time. He said, if only you knew how the pain of your right now is actually equipping you for what I'm about to do, what I've called you to do, you wouldn't be sad. So back to David. David says, nah, I'm good. I can imagine them looking at him crazy, like this little old boy finna like this little old boy finna kill this giant with just this slingshot and this rock. Let's just go to say he did his thing, and down came Goliath. And that was where we begin to see the beginning of the rise of David. I'm going to tell some of y'all what God has been telling me the last few days. Stop crying over spoiled milk. Stop getting bent out of shape about not being accepted, about being rejected, and even about the mean things that people do and say. Carry on with your life. I'm going to say it again. Carry on with your life. I don't know who that is for this morning. Carry on with your life. God said it's not even worth your words. Say no more. He says, playing tit for tat with people that are under the enemy's influence, it makes you just as bad as them. And then he told me this. He said, let silence speak for you. Let silence speak for you. I'm going to say it again. Let silence speak for you. We can go to Noah. We can go to Joseph. His brothers sold him into slavery. He was so different, so favored, that his brothers did the unspeakable. Some of y'all have had people recently, myself included, do the unspeakable. You want to know something? His life went on all types of twists and turns. But in the end, you want to know what happened? The same ones who sold him into slavery were the ones who needed him in the end. There are some people that you just will not get to see how God deals with them. And then there are other people where God will humble them by putting them in a position to need you. God says to say that again. There are some people you ain't ever gonna get to see how God deals with them. It's not your business. And then there are other people. There are some people God will, years on down the line, he will say, look, they didn't get away. Look at their life. Look at your life. You grew, they remain stagnant. Sometimes the people that are vessels for the enemy, they live in what the world calls karma. They live in the seeds. They're living in the reality of the seeds that they've sown every single day. Stagnancy is their portion. 10 years from now, you'd have moved on to you in an entirely different place, and they still doing the same thing, living the same life on repeat. Stuck like Chuck. Then there are some people that God is like, nope, you need to be so busy living your most blessed life. You need to be so busy. Come on, somebody. Being who I've called you to be, you don't have time to even see how I dealt with them. And then there's a third group where God says, they did all of that to try and tear you down. Now let me put them in a position where they're going to need you, where they're going to need you to have mercy and grace on them. And for some people, that is the humbling moment that changes their life. Some of y'all have been so focused, myself included, on the people that have hurt you, what they've done, how it made you feel, how they rejected you, how they may have done something to you that made you go through something that you feel you wouldn't have had to go through. This morning, God is saying, release it and move forward. Y'all see this? Things will work out. We got It's Already All Right shirts on the way. God says, let it go and move forward with your life. The Lord told me, because I've been extremely sad. I've not been okay. This morning I woke up and I just felt lighter. And I told the Lord, I said, God, I just feel lighter. I don't feel sad. I don't feel heavy. I don't feel weighed down. You want to know what he told me? He said, it's because you actually release the weight of those people. You release those people fully. Meaning you've put yourself in a position where there's no way that the enemy could ever use them to get to you ever again. Sometimes the choice that you need to not feel so heavy, to not feel so burdened and sad by what people have done, sometimes what you need is actually to release them. I used to find reasons to hold on to people that the enemy was using. I used to find reasons to have a revolving door, meaning I shut the door. I didn't really shut it, I cracked it. And in moments where I thought I was safe, where the devil would never use them, guess what? The devil would use them. Some of y'all may know him as mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, friend, co-worker. God told me, he said, you cannot choose them to remember the hurt of what they did to you and choose me. He said, you got to pick. Here. He said, you got to pick. You can't choose that and me. gonna say it again. He said, you can't choose that hurt and me. To choose the hurt means you're slowing yourself down. You putting shackles on yourself. And I'm gonna say this: as long as you are truly holding on to the hurt, you will never really heal. You'll forever be a wound that just heals a little bit, and then the devil reopens it. Then you heal a little bit and the devil reopens it. It's kind of like, you know how we can hurt ourselves and we can get a scab, right? And if you pick that scab off, the wound will start prematurely. The wound will either get infected, or it'll start back bleeding. You understand what I'm saying? What they tell you to do is to let the scab fall off by itself. That is how you know that that your skin is all the way healed. But when we choose to not let go of the hurt, or to remember, or to even leave a crack for people to have access to us that have shown us time and time again, that the enemy will try to use them to destroy every ounce of confidence, every ounce of faith, every ounce of just a desire to live life. It's the equivalent of that. Having a scab that you will not let heal. Yeah. Somebody at your neighbor and tell them, let it go. YouTube, type it in on the screen. Let it go. Let it go. What happens in 2025, what happens before the end of this year, is going to depend on you letting it go. Walking away from certain things and starting come on, the beginning of the year starts now. Starting the beginning of next year in a good place. Forgive and move on. Forgive and move on. Forgive and move on. And I'm going to say this: some of y'all are living with the very people that abused you. Who are you? Who? Some of y'all are living with people that the enemy uses. It's a lot of y'all. The Lord wants me to tell you that ain't everybody. You are not stuck. Whew. You are not stuck. Some of y'all need to say that out of your mouth. I am not stuck. Because a lot of times when you are in that position, the enemy works, come on, to make you feel like you are stuck. And I don't know why God is saying to tell those of y'all that are going through that are living with people that the enemy uses every chance that he gets. And I'm going to say it again. Some of y'all, it's like God is saying to tell you, your strategy needs to be, God, show me the way out. Give me the way out. Give me the strategy to shut the door while I'm here. Give me a strategy. I remember in my wilderness, the person that the enemy used the most was my mama. I lived with her. I couldn't avoid her. I felt like I was stuck. I'm trying to get out of a season, but it ain't time for me to get out of a season. It ain't time for me to get an apartment. And I knew that the enemy was using her. It was affecting my faith. It was affecting everything connected to God. It was affecting it in my life. It was unbearable. One day I said, Lord, what do I do? It would feel like a catch-22. I'm doggone if I do, doggone if I don't. It felt like if I'm having a good day, the devil activates her. If I'm having a really crappy day, the devil activates her. If I try to like be a peacemaker, she's still going. Like it was bad. It was beyond bad. There was no peace in the house. There was really no rest. Moments where I'm trying to rest, it's like I have you talking excessively loud. I have you walking, stomping throughout the house. Not only am I dealing with that, you're bad mouthing me to people because you can't control me. You making up lies, creating a narrative that is not true. So one day God told me, I mean, it was so bad that it's like I could not find peace. Warfare at night was the worst. I used to sleep with the light on because I'm like, it's demons in this house, and it's nothing I can really do about it. It's nothing I can do about it. So one day God told me, He said, I want you to wake up super duper early, spend time with me, get dressed, go to the gym, take you some clothes, and I want you to follow me throughout the day. That was my day. So I would get up at 3. I ain't telling you to do that. I would get up at 3, spend my time with God, had me some coffee. I would go to the gym, work out, shower, change clothes, and I would go wherever, even whether it was a park, whether it was a coffee shop, and I would go where I would just follow God. I didn't have a lot of gas, but the places that He told me to go, they were within our range. They were. It wasn't too much for me to go there. So I would do that, and then whenever I would be trying to go home too quick, I would feel convicted. So I started to pick up that when I'm trying to go and I start to feel convicted, it's because it's not time. Some days I would get home and He would be like, "Do not go in right now," and then He would release me to go inside, and she would be asleep. And then it started to trickle over into the closer and closer I got to the end of the season, she stopped being there altogether. I know what it feels like to be believing God for something that your eyes can't see, that looks super impossible, and to have people around you where they're judging your life and trying to control your life, and they're just a straight up vessel, stealing your peace, your joy, affecting your ability to trust God. And really, the fights that you have with people like that, it is a fight between God and the devil. It ain't even a you fighting them. It's a fight between you saying, I'm fighting for God, I'm believing God, and it's a fight of them trying to get you not to believe God. The Bible tells us have nothing to do with people like that. Have nothing to do with people like that. So in that season, because that was something that God said you can't be around that, He gave me a strategy to minimize contact. He gave me a strategy to minimize contact. So instead of just being stuck and trying to find your way out of a season when it's not time, say, Lord, give me a strategy. Because He is a God, because He wants us to make it. Come on, to the end of a thing. He wants us to make it to our expected end. Why would He not tell you how to move in that season? Why would He not show you what you need to do to avoid the tactics of the devil? Some of y'all, your strategy, whether you feel like you can afford it or not, some of y'all, your strategy is, God, let me go out and view apartments. Let me start putting some applications in. I may not have the money, I may not have the job right now, but faith says if you give me this, you will supply my need. Ooh. Ooh-wee. I'ma say it again. For some of y'all, that looks like I make my life may not look how I feel it needs to look. Logically, it may look like I don't need to do this. But if you, some of y'all, you just know, God, I need to be looking for a place to stay. Like I need to be looking right now. I need to be looking right now. You look. For some of y'all, you need to just busy up yourself. Why that change songs like that? You need to be busying up yourself with the things of God. Get so busy feeding your faith that the devil can't intrude. That was what God had me doing, busying myself up with feeding my faith. If I have you away from this house and busy focusing and allowing yourself to plan for the blessing, the devil has he has no shot at getting you to doubt me. He has no shot of making you double-minded. He has no shot at stealing, killing, or destroying anything that I've given you. I'm going to say it again. Get so busy feeding your faith, dreaming, that the devil doesn't even have the space, that he don't even have the space to interfere. An idle mind is the devil's playground. When God had me out the house, I wasn't just doing nothing. I was praying. I was talking to God. I was dreaming. I was creating things. I was saying, God, when you bless me, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do, and once that's done, I'm going to shift here. I'm going to shift there. Like I was planning to win. Ooh. Instead of fighting to believe, I was planning to win. YouTube, if y'all can do me a favor and click that like button, I'm gonna say it again. I was planning to win instead of fighting to believe. Come on. Some of y'all need to speak that over your life. God, help me plan to win. Help me plan to win. Help me plan to win so that I'm not fighting to believe you. That's in any area of your life. It ain't even got to be with people. You struggling with your faith? Pray that prayer. God, help me plan to win. How can I plan to win? That helps you break down what you're believing God for into what can I do every single day to feed my belief that I believe that God is going to do it. How can I prepare for what I'm believing God for? What can I be doing to prepare? The only thing that I could do in that season was write. I could journal. I could sit and think about, okay, these are the programs I want to implement. I could go live. Those were things that I could do. I may not have been able to control. We are not able to control the timing of when God does a thing. But my mindset was, let me show you that I'm ready to receive. God told me today, he says nothing has changed. I know you grieving. I know you miss your mama. But you got to get back to planning to win instead of fighting to believe me for better days. He says that changes the dynamic of how you perceive life. It changes the dynamic at how you look at life. That does it. Whew. If this has blessed you, can you tell God thank you? YouTube, I see y'all on here. Don't you let the devil keep your mouth shut. Can you tell God thank you? Can you type that in on the screen? He cares. He cares. Yes, he does. He cares. Whew. Come on, typing it while I'm shouting it. I know that's right. If you feel led to sow, you sow according to what you feel this word is worth. You sow according to what you feel this word is worth to you. To those of you guys on YouTube, I no longer have Cash App, but there are avenues that you can sow. You can sow via PayPal, Chime. The Cash Apps that you can use is $ Mayani with 3 eyes or $ Davisa Butler. And you label this seed your I'm planning to win seed. Whether you sow a penny, whether you sow $1,000, whether you sow 100, you label this your I'm planning to win seed. Sow according to your ability to sow. That's how you discern what you should sow. How meaningful was it to you? How did it change the dynamic of how your day was flowing? What do you have? And you judge what you sow based on those two factors, the level of importance as well as what it did for you. If you have not signed up for our webinar, it is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The webinar is $30. You can sow it. I will type it here for you, YouTube. PayPal.me, I'll just say it, PayPal.me/ThoughtsByT. You can sow via Zelle. That email address is thoughtsbytenterprises@gmail.com. And put your email address in the note section. At the moment, we have 6 people that are not able to afford this webinar, but they are believing that some of you guys who are able will choose to see them, choose to be the light, choose to carry the burden enough to sow for them. We have 6 people. If you want to pick one person to sow for, sow that $30 and label it waiting list. That way I can mark these people off the waiting list. My goal this morning is to at least get half of those people sown for. My goal this morning is to at least get 3 of those 6 people sown for, so that I can go ahead and send them the link to the webinar, to the Zoom. And so if you can sow for, thank you so much for that live goal. If you can sow for someone on the webinar, can you just give me a fire emoji? That's what we gonna do. If you can sow for someone, you can sow half of it. If you want to sow half of it, that is $90 for 3 people. Whew. That leaves us with 3 more. That leaves us with 3 more people. Everyone has messaged me and given me their email addresses. So once I'm done here, I'm going to be sending those emails. Half of the 30. No, but you can sow seed into this word. You can sow seed into the word. You definitely can sow seed into the word. That is it, though. That is it. I appreciate your kind heart. I appreciate your kind heart. So again, if I could have 3 people to sow for, no. God said no. God said no. Hold on. Wow. So 2 people have been sown for. We need 1 more person to sow. And that'll get us 3 people. 3 people will be left. I got you. Thank you so much, KK. So 2 people have been sown for. I need 1 more person to sow for somebody on the waiting list. If it were you and you needed it, you would want someone to do it for you. That's it. I just need 1 person. That's it. If you can sow for that last person, and we will finish the last 3 later on tonight. But if you can sow for that last person, just put a fire symbol up and put in waiting list when you do so. All right. 3 left. God is so amazing. God is so amazing. Mayani has Apple Pay. Mayani and Visha have Apple Pay. So you can get with one of them. I was gonna say they have Apple Pay. Again, we have one person. They listen, they be asking. My bad. They be asking. They asked, I just told them. They asked, I just told. That's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. My bad. My bad. If y'all don't want me to tell, if y'all don't want me to tell them y'all got Apple Pay, I can just say, listen, Dad, we don't have Apple Pay. I can just do that. But I thought that y'all were okay with it when y'all. I thought that y'all were okay with it when. I thought y'all was okay with it. My bad. Also, while we here, I need 20 people to follow me on Favorited so that I can go live there. So if you have not downloaded the Favorited app, please download that Favorited app today and follow me so that I can go live. If this ministry has been blessing you on TikTok, I do ask that you guys help me expand what God is doing in this ministry. Favorited. FAV. Hold on, I can show y'all. I don't be looking at what I got going. Oh, it's gonna play. Hold on. Oh, don't do it. The app is called Favorited. 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 That is. You can click the link in my bio. You can click the link in my bio, and it will lead you exactly to my page. Thoughts by T is the name. I need 20 people right now to go and do that for me. It's 38 people. I just need 20 more people to go live there. We also have one more person that's on the waiting list for the webinar. Tomorrow's webinar, we are talking about recovery from narcissistic abuse. And so again, if that's something that you dealt with, if you've chosen, you've dealt with that. If you're the eyeball out, you dealt with that. If you've dealt with people pleasing, I guarantee you've dealt with that. If you're healing from it, that is the place to be tomorrow. Even if you can't make the time, you can still get a copy of the replay. Right now, we have 4 people on the waiting list. I need one more person covered this morning so that I need one more person covered so that we can get half of our waiting list sewn for. And today I'm going to once I am done, I am going to actually sit here. Okay, so somebody sold 15 for the waiting list. I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it be. Hold on. I need one more person to sold the other 15. That's it. And that's it. That's 3. We got 3 people left that's on the waiting list. Again, if you have not followed me on Favorited, please follow me on Favorited. If you want to watch the replay of this morning's prophetic outpour, you can click the link in my bio, go to the YouTube page, follow us there as well. You can watch all of the replays there. So if you miss it, if you come in late, you can always go back to YouTube and watch and see what the actual word was. And so that is it. I will be back on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be back on. And so that is it. That is it. I love y'all so much. I am rooting for you guys. And so until tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, thank you so much for following. Have y'all followed me? Because I need 19 more people now to follow me. I'm serious about that. I'm so serious about that. Because if TikTok go away, which I don't believe that it is, but if it does, hypothetically, what are y'all gonna do? Are y'all gonna follow us? Are y'all gonna shift with us? That's all I'm saying. Bo, come tell the people, hey, hello, somebody. Come on, tell the people hello. Come on. I need y'all to do it now. Don't wait until the end. Don't be forced to shift if we have to shift. I'm going to say it again. Don't be forced to shift if we have to shift. don't want to let y'all see Bo. Did you follow me on Favorite yet? I guarantee you did. I'm being stingy. Tell him, Bobo. You okay? Come on. Wanna go for a ride? Some cookie. Oh, some cookie. Oh, some goodness. Tell them. Tell them, pumpkin. Oh, some goodness. Yes, it's an app. If you click the link in the bio, you will see it's just like TikTok, y'all. I'm not lying. It is just like TikTok. It's just like TikTok. Hey, Capone. Tell me no. It's just like TikTok. It's literally just like TikTok. I'm not lying. But yes, favorite it. Click the link. The name is still the same. Thoughts by T. Now I didn't let y'all see Bo. Now I didn't let y'all see him. Let me be sure that we got everybody paid for on the yes, everybody, the 3 have been sung for. Okay, chosen one, Chantel. You follow me. You see, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And so that is it. That's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. I love y'all. I'm rooting for you guys. I've got some stuff. I've got a busy day today. Tomorrow I'm going to put some flowers on my mama grave. And that's it. That is it. So I'll see y'all at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So until then, y'all. Peace. Ooh. That's my mama. That is my mama.